So good afternoon, everyone, and hope you are well and safe at your places. So this webinar, another 40 to 50 minutes of yours will be utilized in giving you a demo of what we have to offer and how to go ahead with the things, because you have till now you have filled LPU nest and you might be waiting for the result, and the result will be out very soon. And after the result is out, you have to go for seat preferences. We will discuss today, we have experts with us, and we will discuss today the list of options that would be available to you, along with the features, the highlights, the insights into the programs which are being offered to you, so that you are in a comfortable position, in a better position to go for the preferences. That's the agenda for the day. And a demo of the interface would also be given to you. So stay with us, and I hope my screen is visible. Mr. Pankaj, can you help me?
Yes, sure, Professor Rishi, it's visible.
So let me discuss the agenda for the day. So agenda would be, I'll be sharing the program list which will be appearing in your preference filling interface. First of all, I'll be taking up that. So, but I think that would be, just a second, that would be taken up by Dr. Chandramohan himself. Just a second. Sorry. So that would be taken up by Dr. Chandramohan Mehta, Deputy Dean, School of Agriculture. And okay. So I was discussing the agenda. The list would be shared by him, and then we'll be having the program highlights and insights by the presenter. And then we'll be having a demonstration of preference filling interface. And then we'll have your queries. That would be the agenda for the day. And the presenters of the day, if I talk about Dr. Chandramohan Mehta, Deputy Dean, School of Agriculture, he'll be taking up all the details and insights about the programs. And then we'll interact with Mr. Pankaj Vij, Assistant Director, Division of Admissions. He'll be taking up the university infrastructure, and also the demonstration will be his duty to explain. And this is what we are going to do, and then we'll take a few of the queries if you have any, and that would be the flow of the webinar. And it's now over to Dr. Chandramohan. I'll be giving you the necessary rights. Please be ready with your presentation. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I hope my screen is visible to everyone. Is it? So you are muted. I can't hear you.
It's visible. It's visible.
For the presentation to run. It's not in the full screen mode. Yeah, please run the presentation.
Okay, I hope this is okay now, I guess.
Yeah, fine.
Okay. So thank you, sir. First of all, I would like to welcome all the participants who are sitting over here. And today we are going to talk about that you are looking for agriculture program. So first we need to know that what actually agriculture is, and why you have to select agriculture, and what are the different streams, and then what we are offering in the School of Agriculture LPU, right? So I'm going to help you into that part. So starting with this agriculture scenario, that why we are talking about agriculture, right? And why as a career that agriculture could be best possible career for you. So if we look into this scenario, you can see these two pictures over here. It is reflecting that by 2050, we know that we are having a defined land set, right, where we are doing production and everything, but the population is increasing day by day. So if we are talking about 2050 scenario, so we will be requiring 60% more food by that time, right? So this is the current scenario, and you can see in this picture that we are requiring this amount of food. So that means it is more than 60% that we are growing nowadays. So we cannot increase the land area where we are growing our crops and all the things. What we have to do? We have to produce more from the same land holding. And for that, what is the basic requirement? The basic requirement will be the agricultural inputs, right? The scientific inputs. And who are going to give these scientific inputs? So you will be the future agriculturist who are going to work into this area and who will provide the solution that out of a defined land, how you can produce more and more, right? And if you look into this picture, that yield of maize, rice, wheat, and soybean, these are the common foods that we are growing nowadays, right? So the need will be increased by 60%. Again, it is almost the same that we are talking over here. So we have to be ready for that, right? And this is a kind of picture that we already have. We know the future, that what is actually coming into the future, and we have to be ready for that, right? So you can say that the first thing that we talk about always about the agriculture is we have a never ending, you can say, career in agriculture, right? It is not a kind of job that we are looking for. We are having multiple opportunities over there. So if we talk about these opportunities in this picture, you can see that we are having different opportunities. It is not only that we are working in industry, we are working in a private firm, we are working in government organization. We can go ahead with entrepreneurship part. We can go ahead with startup. We can start our own business, right? So there are so many opportunities, and you know that there are different streams. So one by one, we are going to talk about that also, right? And the best thing about this agriculture program is you can see in 2016 ICR, everyone I know ICR, I guess. If you are talking about agriculture, so everybody should be knowing about this ICR, Indian Council of Agriculture Research. So they have declared this UG degree, B.Sc agriculture degree and allied subject as a professional degree, that you are having engineering, that you are having law. So it is coming into that label, right? So this agriculture program that you are going to pursue, that will be a professional degree that you will be having. And as I was talking about the opportunities, that it is not a single opportunity that we are providing through the agriculture. So we are having multiple opportunities. You can go ahead with higher studies. You can go ahead with jobs. It is in both government, private sector. You can do your startup. You can go for entrepreneurship. You can do research work also. Okay. And these are some of the possible, you can say, I can say the possible opportunities that you can have after your graduation or post-graduation. You can go ahead with agriculture development officer, block development officer, extension officer, agricultural officer, plantation manager. So many research opportunities. You can work as a scientist in KVKs. You can work as a farm manager. You can go ahead with research officer. You can work into the banks, right? So you are this profession. Why we are talking about this B.Sc agriculture? Because if you talk about a normal degree program, so you are having a particular area that you are eligible for this area only. But if we are talking about agriculture, along with that area, suppose I'm saying a non-agriculture program, so you are eligible for UPSC and all these things, right? So if you are having agriculture degree, you are eligible for that also. And along with that, you are having so many opportunities over here into this agricultural part, right? So there is no never ending process. As I said, that food, it is required all the times. In any century, it will be required. And for that, we have to be ready. And we have a manpower who can understand the growing of crops, who can understand how to grow the crops, how to manage the field, how to perform in adverse conditions. Okay, how to grow your crops in adverse conditions. So all these kind of things you can learn through the agricultural practices only. And the next thing that comes into the picture is why LPU, right? So if we are talking about private organization, there are so many private organizations, but why we are saying why LPU? You know that School of Agriculture, Lovely Professional University, this is the first private institute or private school who got ICR accreditation, first ICR accreditation, and that to the rating of 3.8 out of 4, right? So the ICR accreditation, it is kind of mandatory now, or you can say it is required because they are a kind of governing body who are looking after all the agricultural practices. So we became the first private university to achieve that. And along with that, it is not only that we are having ICR accreditation. We are sitting in Punjab. We are having university in Punjab. So along with that, we are also affiliated by Punjab State Council of Agriculture Education. So these are the, you can say that quality parameters check that we are having. And on the basis of that only, we are getting these kind of accreditation and affiliation. So now coming to the programs, so this is the most interesting part for you, that what kind of programs we are offering in the School of Agriculture. So if I talk about undergraduate programs, so that means after 12, we are offering B.Sc Honors Agriculture program. So this is 4-year program. And after graduation, if you are graduated and then you are looking for post-graduation, that means master's program. So we are having these major master's program, that is in agronomy, genetics and plant breeding, soil science and agricultural chemistry, plant pathology, entomology, and then we are having horticulture, fruit science, floriculture and landscaping, and vegetable science. So these are the major programs which we are running in School of Agriculture. So it covers almost all the area of agriculture. And while we are talking about B.Sc Honors Agriculture, as I have told you that this is a 4-year program, right? So we need to understand that what kind of education we are giving in these 4 years. So we have divided these 4 years in a specific way, that in first year, what kind of inputs or what kind of things we are providing to the student. In second year, what the student learning will be there. In third year, what the students are going to do. And in final year, what ultimately they are in their hands, so that while they are completing their graduation, so how much they are ready for the industry, how much they are ready for the higher education, how much they are ready for their entrepreneurship, all the things. So if we talk about this first year program, so you will see the curriculum. In that curriculum, you will be having basic and fundamental courses. Because most of you are not, many of you are not, maybe not from the agriculture background. So you just need to understand. So this will be, because up to 12th, we are not having agriculture as a main course, right? So if you are having that, in that situation, you just need to understand that what agriculture is, right? We cannot directly jump into the crop production part, that you have to grow the crops. So first you need to understand that what are the basic requirements, what are the basic inputs which we are requiring for understanding of agriculture. So in the very first year, we are providing these basic and fundamental courses. If you are coming to the second year, then in that part, you will be learning principles, technology, right? You will understand, or you will get to know with the principles or technological part of this agricultural practices. In third year, you will move into the production system. That means you are trained enough to grow the crops now. And in final year, if you look into the ICR curriculum, the final year, B.Sc Agriculture final year, it is completely dedicated to skill and entrepreneurship development. Means you are having training-based programs over there. You don't have any kind of regular theory or practical course. This whole year is dedicated to your skill development part. Because agriculture is not a kind of classroom program that you can learn everything from the classroom. You have to be into the field, right? You have to learn, you have to be connected with the farmer. Then you will understand what kind of problems they are facing. Then you can suggest that, okay, these kind of solutions are there, and then you can provide those kind of solutions to these kind of farmers, right? So this is your, you can say, roadmap for B.Sc Honors Agriculture program. And what we are providing, as I said, that we are not saying that this is a kind of classroom learning. The actual learning, agriculture, it is in the field. And we are providing you all kind of trainings. We are going to provide you all kind of trainings. It is not restricted to one area. If you see into this picture, the students are working in commercial flower production. Maybe in the future you can go ahead with your own entrepreneurship or own startup into the commercial flower production part, right? So we are providing you that training. Some of the students, they can go ahead with this beekeeping or apiculture, honey production. So we are providing training into that part also. Mushroom cultivation, this is very well known to every student nowadays. Nursery management, seed production, and the waste management that we are talking about, composting, right? So here we are providing you all the opportunity that you can be trained, you can train yourself into these areas, and if in future you want to start your own business into these areas, so we are providing all kind of help or all kind of support or all kind of training into these areas. And you can see that many of the students, they are working in these areas. And since we are having a huge land area, more than 200 acres of land, and if you talk about agriculture, so the basic requirement, that will be your land, right? So you can see that these students are working. It is not only we are just providing the presentation and we are just taking the regular classes and then telling them how to grow the crops. This is in-hand training for the student. You can see in this picture that these are the students, they are doing this transplanting first time, right? In subjective knowledge, yes, it is very good that, okay, we have to do like this, we have to do like that. But once you are moving to the field, the scenario is totally different. Because in a very hot condition, humid conditions, you have to be into the field and you have to grow the crop. So then you actually learn that what are the basic requirement for growing crop. There are, you can see several things are going on. You can see the difference. If you are not providing any kind of nutrients, then how the crop is performing. And adjacent to that, if you are providing nutrient, then how kind of differences, what kind of differences are there? How we grow sugarcane, what kind of diseases or insect pest management are there, how we do harvesting. So these all pictures belonging to the agriculture land, the students who are performing into the field. So we have taken picture of those areas. And as I said that it is once you are ready to complete your degree, after that, what you have to do? You are having multiple opportunities that many of the students, they are looking for jobs in private sector, very good, you can say reputed industries. And we are providing training to these kind of students also. Training, not in-house training. We are talking about training into the industry. In this picture, you can see that, I hope you know Syngenta, very well-known industry in area of agriculture. Many of the students are getting trained over there in the labs also, in the field also. You can see they are connecting with the farmers. So this is actual agriculture, right? It is not that we are talking about the subject and then going ahead with that subject. You need to have actual learning. You have to connect with the farmer. You have to connect with the industry. And all these kind of opportunities are being provided to the students who are studying in LPU. Coming to the master's programs. So after the graduation, you are having one more opportunity that you can go, you want to pursue higher degree or you want to go for higher degree, then we are providing master's programs also. So it is 2-year programs. All the master's programs are 2-year programs, and then it is divided into 2 parts. In the first year, we are having principles, or somehow you know about agriculture now, right? Because you are agriculture graduate. After that, you know the basic things about the agriculture. So in master's, so the first year will be advanced or modern technological part. So we are providing you training to that part. And in the second year, you will be having area specific specialization. Suppose you want to do your master's in agronomy and then you want to learn so many things from soil science. So definitely along with agronomy, you can go ahead with soil science minor. So that you will be having, because you will be having a learning of soil, then you will be having learning of crop, then you will understand this whole scenario, that how we can grow the crops, what kind of challenges will be there. So these kind of trainings are going to be provided to the students. And as I said that there are so many master's programs that we are offering in School of Agriculture, starting with M.Sc Agronomy program. It is 2-year program. And what we are offering into this program, you can see that the basic learning will be crop production technology. Okay, crop production technology, along with the water and nutrient management, crop physiology, or organic farming. Nowadays, you may be hearing this thing that organic farming, it is very well-known thing nowadays, right? So we are doing, or we are providing all kind of information or all kind of knowledge into these areas. There are some glimpses that I have shown you over here. These are some pictures from the student research trial, because they are working in different research areas. So if you look into the first picture, you can see that there are different crops which we are growing in a same season. Because if we talk about Punjab region, it is mainly a rice wheat cropping system, right? So up to what extent we can go ahead with that? So we have to look for alternate also. So we are growing alternate crops also. And we are looking into the impact of these alternate crops. And then you can see this mustard crop plantation, wheat, and then chickpea. So there are so many experiments on nutrient, experiment on weight management, experiment on production, experiment on your crop geometry. So there are so many things the students are performing into these areas. So this is the first program that we are having over here. The second program that I'm going to talk about, that will be your M.Sc genetics and plant breeding. So again, it is 2-year program where we are providing training in quantitative genetics and applied plant breeding methods, means making new hybrids, right? Developing new varieties. So you can see these students are working into these areas, and these are different lines of wheat, multiple varieties, hundreds of varieties we are having, and then we are making crosses of them, and we are developing new varieties out of it. So this is okra pictures. So again, these are some pictures from student research trial, which they are conducting in agriculture farm, LPU. The third program that I'm going to talk about is that is M.Sc AG Soil Science and Agricultural Chemistry. So soil is the basic requirement. If we talk about agriculture, so for the farmer or for a general person, it may be dust. For the farmer, it is his revenue part. Because if you understand soil better, then you can grow your crops appropriately. Because if you don't have the understanding of soil, then how or what kind of crops you have to grow, you don't know about it. Okay. So in this part, there are several trainings or several experiments which are going on. You can see that the student is taking different soil sample from different depth and then checking the quality of soil. In the second picture, you can see we are talking about drip irrigation system. Everyone know about this now, because we want to have a kind of limited irrigation so that we can restore our water sources, and then we can minimize the loss of water. Along with that, the students, they are performing different experiments. This is evaporation rate. They are checking at how much evaporation is taking place per hour. So different kind of activities which are always going on into this area. And then we are having M.Sc AG in plant pathology. So if we talk about plant pathology, it is directly associated with disease and its management. You can see there are so many diseases comes into the crops. Suppose you are growing crops in your houses or in your, you can say, kitchen gardens or into your field. Every time you can see there are several diseases over there. So if you become an agriculturist, so you need to understand that what kind of diseases are these and how you have to manage it, right? So these all kind of information is being provided into this particular program, that is your M.Sc AG plant pathology. Again, I can show you this. These are the pictures from student trials. So pot experiments are also going on. Lab experiment. This is the microscopic picture. You can see the structure of fungi over here, and then cultures which are being preserved, and then the pot trials, and then ultimately go to the field. Because ultimate aim is go to the field part. If you are developing a technology and it is not reaching to the field, then it does not make sense, because farmer is not going to grow their crops into the pots. Okay, so this is the flow that ultimately whatever we are getting, or whatever technology we are having, or whatever development we have done, so it should ultimately reach to the field. So these kind of trials which students perform under this program. And the second program that we are going to talk about into this area, that is M.Sc Agriculture Entomology, where usually we talk about insect pest management. So there you can see that in so many crops we are having these insects are there and they are harming your crops. So how we can manage these things? So all these kind of information is being provided through this M.Sc Agriculture Entomology part. And then we are having horticulture courses. In horticulture, we are having 3 major programs, that is fruit science, vegetable science, and floriculture and landscaping. Fruit science, it is directly associated with fruit. The major challenge nowadays, what you can see into the market, is that we are having very good production. The major challenge with the fruit is the post-harvest handling of these crops, right? Because they are highly perishable. You cannot keep them for a longer time. right? So here you can see in the lab conditions, students are performing experiment that how we can increase their shelf-life, that how we can increase their shelf-life so that you can use that for a prolonged duration, maybe for not for 2 days, maybe for 10 days or 20 days, right? So these kind of different experiments which our students are conducting into the labs, and in the field also you can see this is papaya, and the students are extracting pappy, and they are making different product out of it. So these kind of trainings which are being provided through this M.Sc Horticulture Food Science courses. And we are having a huge land area which is completely dedicated to floriculture and landscaping, because suppose you are going through this program, you are having multiple opportunity. You can start your own business also, right? You may have seen this particular flower, right? And all these flowers, they are available in the market and they are of very high cost. So you have to learn these technology, how we have to grow these crops. And in this flower, you can see there is particular damage. So it is not like that if I am talking about floriculture and landscaping, I have to understand only the flower. If there is a damage, so it may be because of insect, it may be because of pest. So you need to have that understanding also. So if I am saying floriculture, it does not mean that only I am only talking about flowers. So while we are doing production of flowers, along with that, we need to understand that what kind of soil conditions are there. Okay, what is the basic requirement of that particular flower, and what kind of possible damages are there, maybe because of insect and pest. So agriculture program, even in master's program also, you need to consider this, that we have to have information from all the areas. Then only we can be a particular agriculturist. Otherwise, it will be very difficult. If you know that, okay, this is the flower, this is how we grow it. But if you don't understand the management practices, it will be very difficult for you to convince a farmer that you have to grow this. And if there is any problem, then you don't have kind of solution. So this is interdisciplinary things, right? So we need to have understanding of all things, and we are providing that to you over here. And along with that, we are having vegetable science. Vegetable science starts from seeds, nursery management, and going into the field, growing these crops, and looking into them, what kind of challenges are there, what kind of adverse conditions are there, and how we can manage that. Nowadays, we are talking more about organic vegetable things. And if we are going into the organic part, what kind of major challenges we are having, how we can overcome these challenges. So all these kind of technology or all these kind of trainings are being given into this particular area. So with this, I will conclude this presentation. And you can see this is a very beautiful quote from George Washington. I hope everyone knows George Washington, right? Agriculture is the most healthful, most useful, and most noble employment of man. So what else we can say about the agriculture? If you are looking for your degree in agriculture, so you are at the right place. And if you are having any doubts, any questions related to any of the program, this house is open for these questions. And then you can ask any of the question. I will be happy to answer all your questions. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mehta, and we will definitely take up the queries. Now I would like to call upon Mr. Pankaj Vij to take up the stage from here. Pankaj sir, over to you. Can you hear me?
Rishabh, I hope my screen is visible to you.
Yes, it's visible, sir.
Okay, great. So as it was informed earlier, first of all, a very good afternoon to all the students and all the parents who have joined us. I hope our expert from the School of Agriculture would have explained you. I was a party to it, and he explained the things beautifully well. So I think the students would have been benefited by the insight that has been given by our resource person. Anyhow, let me go ahead, as I'm here to tell you more about the university. And I'll be telling you a bit about the university, and then we'll be going to that demonstration. So to start off with, I'd like to congratulate all of you that you have thought of associating yourself with a university, which is a university which has got a legacy of not only contributing to academics or research or anything which is academic in nature, but also to something which is more related to physical aspect of life, which is sports. And you'd be glad to know that Tokyo Olympics 2020 brought some medals to India, and out of these medals, some of the brave hearts were LPU students. People like Bajrang Punia and people like Neeraj Chopra, half of the Indian hockey team. These students are the students of LPU. So on that particular note, allow me to go ahead and let me tell you what exactly you can expect when you come to the campus. This pandemic will never remain forever, so things will improve. And this is what you can expect when you come to the campus. So what is the campus life like? The year was 2019 when we organized the Indian Science Congress, the 106th edition of it, and none other than the Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi ji, was here to inaugurate the science conference. Quite a few dignitaries have been to the campus giving away degrees to the students. It is a big moment for students getting their convocation degrees in the convocation ceremony, degrees from intellects like His Holiness the Dalai Lama, two former presidents of India and Afghanistan sharing the same stage, giving away degrees to the students. That's once again a moment to cherish for any student. The former and the late Finance Minister of India, Sri Arun Jaitley ji, was here some time back, and he inaugurated the one of the startup schools at LPU. 2018, Venkaiah Naidu ji was here, the Vice President of India, was here in LPU giving away degrees in the convocation ceremony that was in 2018. Then not only these people, but some intellects like Gauhar Gopal Das was here in the campus giving away life sermons and life lessons to our students, faculties, parents, and everybody. Some more people, the real heroes, who are the real life heroes for you people, but these people also throng the campus, and they come to the campus and interact with our students. So this is what you can expect when you come to the campus in terms of exposure, what you will get in the campus at LPU. Infrastructure, another important aspect when it comes to education. Infrastructure is very, very important. What you're seeing on your screen right now is a marvel of a building, 14 blocks joined back to back. This building houses the central library of the university, and though each department has its own library, but this is the central library which I'm showing you out here in this marvel of a building. What you're seeing right now is the auditorium. It has a capacity of over 2,500 people, all in a single sitting. That's the computer lab. So these are the kind of labs that you can expect when you come to the university. Our resource person has also already told you about the lab facility with the agriculture department. So same thing you can expect with all the departments at LPU. The central library that I was talking about, it's a RFID generated library, and it's a completely automated library. And what you're seeing is a glimpse of this library. A marvel of a building once again at the heart of the campus. It is known as the Uni Mall, the University Mall. Very seldom you'll find a mall within a university. So this is the heart of the university where this mall is located. And what you're seeing right now is the interiors of this mall. There are Providence stores and things like that from where the people or the students can purchase their stuff. It houses a fully equipped gymnasium with the international trainers, some recreational facilities such as the bowling alleys and things like that. We have got a fully equipped hospital, which is a 25-bedder hospital. God forbid anybody falls ill, but if somebody falls ill, we are ready and we are raring to go to give first aids and primary treatment to our students. That's what you're seeing right now is an outdoor infrastructure that we have got. All the outdoor cultural activities are going on or go over here in this outdoor vicinity, what you're seeing right now. That's a panoramic view or the front view of the campus. It's a very lush green campus. Owing to this particular thing, we have been awarded as one of the cleanest campuses in India. We are amongst the top 10 cleanest campuses in India. This was awarded to us by none other than the central government of India. And that's a night vision of a lovely professional university. If you're a sporting freak, then well, LPU offers you the right kind of a platform for you to excel in sports. For example, the kind of infrastructure that we have got. We've got indoor sporting facility which houses this all-weather swimming pool, and this is the glimpse, or these are the glimpses of the swimming pool that you're seeing over here. We've got the shooting ranges. We've got all sorts of courts, badminton, volleyball, basketball, and so on. Even have a squash court. So that's the aerial view of the indoor sporting facility that we have at the campus. A residential facility, people coming from far away obviously need to stay at the campus. The things have not been the same in the previous 2 years, but this will get over. So we have got a big and a mammoth hostel facility, or the residential facility, housing over 20,000 students and faculty members. And these are some of the amenities that we are offering to our students and to faculty members and to everybody who is in the campus. We've got banks, we've got ATMs, we've got Wi-Fi facility, even a post office within the campus. So these are some of the amenities that we are offering. The students, allow me to tell you about the other thing which I'm supposed to tell you, which is rank your preferences. Now, all of you have prepared for the LPU Nest exam, and the next step is that you have to rank your preferences. You have to give us the preferences of your courses. So for that particular thing, you know your dashboard. You have to log into admission.lpu.in and log into your dashboard using your username and password. Once you do that, you go to this particular screen which you're seeing on your laptops or your systems or your phones, where you see this orange button which says rank your preference. I'm just giving you a demo, though this deals with the B.Tech and you people are with the UG Sciences or Agriculture or the Pharmacy program, but the formulation is just the same. So you log into this particular thing, you log into your dashboard, go to rank your preference, and we go to the next screen. And the next screen will give you 2 steps that you have to comply to. The 2 steps would be, first of all, you have to choose the subjects that you have studied in your +2 or your 12th standard. For example, somebody studied English and physics, maths, and chemistry. So these subjects you have to choose. Somebody who's studied biology, they can click biology over here. And then these options that you're seeing over here, you can grade these options. You can switch and turn these options. These are draggable, so you can drag them up and down, drag and drop. So whatever is your first choice, you can put it at the top. Whatever is your second choice, you put it on a second number, so you can drag and drop in this particular way. So it's a very simple kind of thing that you need to do. And once you're done with this particular thing, all you need to do is go to the bottom of the screen and submit your options. So these are the things that you have to do. These are the options rather, which you have to pick and choose, drag and drop. All of you are tech savvy students, and this is a very, very simple step, but it's a very, very important step. So please ensure that you do this particular thing so that your options are with the university, and then we can go ahead and go to the next step. So I hope it's a very simple thing and you would have got what you need to do next. And the next thing that you have to do is to mark your preferences, submit them so that the university gets to know about your choices, about your preferences. That's all from my side, and I hand over the reins back to the moderator. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pankaj sir, for demonstrating how to fill the seat preferences. Now, I would like to request all the attendees to either raise your hand or ask your questions in the chat box, so that you can get all the answers from our experts, whether it is related to admissions or course specific. Sir, there is one question. Dr. Chandan Mohan, I would like to ask you the same question. This is from Shubham. He is asking which M.Sc courses are accredited by ICAR.
Okay, so right now we are having 3 programs which are ICAR accredited. That is M.Sc Agronomy, Genetics and Plant Breeding, and Fruit Science. But I would like to explain this, that it does not mean that we have the programs which are not ICAR accredited and you don't have any value for that. So our school is agriculture. This whole school is accredited by ICAR, because at the time when we applied for this ICAR accreditation, at that point of time, these rest of the programs we have just initiated at that point, and for applying the accreditation, we need to fulfill the criteria, basic criteria, that is there should be completion of at least one batch. So in 2023, we are again going to apply for this ICAR accreditation, and this time it will be for all the programs also. But as a school, yes, this whole school is ICAR accredited.
So thank you so much, sir. I hope, Shubham, you got your answer. And there is another question. I think you already answered this question. Aditya wants to know that LPU is accredited to ICAR for only 2023.
Yeah. So none of the university all over the India, they got permanent ICAR accreditation. It is only for 5 years for all the university. So in every 5 years, they have to apply it again, and then they can achieve the this accreditation for the programs again and again.
Right. I hope, Aditya, you got your answer. Thank you so much, sir. Another question from Sumona Bhattacharya. She wants to know that career options after M.Sc genetics and plant breeding. So
there are so many career options. So once you are coming to the university, or while you are attending your induction session, at that point of time, we will be explaining you what kind of achievements we are having from this particular domain. So I will give you just an example that we are having a student who completed his graduation from here, and then he got opportunity to work into opportunity to do his masters from a government institute. In genetics and plant breeding itself. So he went over there, and after 6 months, he came back to our university and then he joined his masters in genetics and plant breeding. And you will be happy to know that what he has achieved after coming over here. He got a scholarship in, you can say, Singapore, and then he did his kind of training for 6 months over there. And after completing his masters, he got opportunity of 1.5 crores complete scholarship to do his PhD from Australia. So right now he's doing his PhD from there, and it is not only for breeding; it is for all the divisions. So we will be telling that in details, that there are so many students who got after graduation also, they have got their masters from abroad, and if they have completed masters from here, they are doing PhD from abroad also. And along with that, if I talk about the other opportunities in industries, we are having so many our students who are in seed industries nowadays, who completed their masters from genetics and plant breeding.
Thank you so much, sir. I hope you got your answer. And Shubhash Saheen Mondal raised his hand.
Yeah.
I'm giving you necessary rights. Please unmute yourself. Shubha, please unmute yourself so that you can ask your question to our panelists. Shubha, you there? Shubha, yeah, please ask your question. Shubha, you there? Okay, is there anyone else who want to ask any question? Please raise your hand, or you can write in the chat box. Okay. Okay, Pankaj sir, I think this question belongs to you. Chandan Raj wants to know about the scholarship.
Okay, Chandan, if you want to know about the scholarship scheme, allow me to tell you from the scratch, that LPU offers multiple number of scholarships. It's not just limited to any kind of an entrance exam or one or two aspects on with the basis of which we are giving scholarships. If I talk about the B.Sc agriculture program, the B.Sc honors agriculture program rather, the base fees of the program is 1,20,000 per semester, right? And that's the base fees, but there are number of scholarships that we are offering on this particular base fees. To start off with, the first kind of scholarship that you get is the scholarship on the basis of your 12th exam. Your 12th exam, the results that you have scored in your 12th exam, even for term 1, even if you have scored good in your term 1, based on that you get scholarship. If you got good marks in 10th standard, you get scholarship on the basis of that. So previous 2 qualifications, we give scholarships on the basis of that. And the criteria is that if you got 80 to 89.99% of marks, then you get 20% scholarship. If it is 90 to 94.99, it's 30% scholarship. And if you got 95 or above, you get 40% scholarship. So it's 20%, 30%, and 40%, depending on the percentage of marks that you have in your 10th standard or in 12th standard. 12th standard includes the term 1 as well. So that's the first kind of scholarship. And the next one is LPU Nest. LPU Nest, you already appeared for the LPU Nest exam, and soon your results would be out. On the basis of your LPU Nest exam, if you are in cutoff 3, then you get once again 20% scholarship. If you are in cutoff 2, you get 30% scholarship. If you are in cutoff 1, you get the optimum scholarship, which is the 40% scholarship. So these are the kind of scholarships that we are offering to the students. Moreover, the best part about these scholarships is that these scholarships that are administered to the students shall remain, I repeat, shall remain intact throughout the course of the program. So it's not that somebody getting 40% scholarship is only valid for semester 1 or term 1. It will be going on and on till the 8th semester, till the very end. So that's the most the best part, or the best takeaway of the program, if I say that your scholarship which you once get will never ever cease to exist. Come may what, God forbid, even if you maybe are not well, or you skip an exam, or you are not able to clear a certain subject in a term, so your scholarship will not be, it will be undeterred. It will go on throughout the same way throughout the course of the program. I hope the question is answered.
Thank you so much, sir. I hope applicant got the answer. And there is another question, sir. I don't know whom to address, but I would like to ask this question, that the difference, one student asked the difference in level of study from government college versus LPU.
Okay, may I answer this?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure,
please
sir,
go ahead.
Yeah. So if you are talking about the difference, as I have already tell you the difference in one example that I have already given about one of our student, right? So the basic difference that you can see that yes, you are talking about infrastructure. So we are nowhere less than the government university, because that is the first criteria. On the basis of that, we got ICR accreditation. And if you are looking for the opportunities, that yes, there are certain challenges in government universities, because you don't have one-to-one connect with the faculty over there. But LPU is providing you that opportunity, that for every individual query you can directly contact to your faculty. Every individual faculty you can directly contact to your head. You can contact to your dean at any point of time. So that kind of privilege is nowhere in government universities. And if we are talking about education, education is all over the same, because we are following the same practices that every university following, because they are also following ICR part, and we are also following that. And we are fulfilling all the basic requirements that is needed to complete a degree, because that is the mandate of ICR. So that's why ICR is there. So, right. So there is no difference if we talk about teaching and the learning part. The only difference that you can see, you will be having plus point over here in LPU, that you will be having a direct contact with the faculty. So that is much needed. So I hope I answered your question.
Much, sir. I think all the questions are addressed, because most of the questions are repeated ones. So these were the questions which were unique, and we already addressed the questions. So now over to Rishi, sir.
So thank you
Okay,
so
thank you.
much, first of all, Dr. Chandra Mohan Mehta, to give us insight of the programs that we are offering in agriculture, and then to Mr. Pankaj Vij for telling us the paths and the career. I think how to fill the preferences, the demo part, and of course, Rishabh for taking up the queries of the students well in time. So that was really nice, and I hope this webinar would be beneficial to all the attendees in terms of you are now probably more comfortable in making the choices that you would be having into after you get your result. And that was the agenda for the day. And we'll come up with such webinars in coming times. You keep on visiting our website lpu.in. Therein you can go for a webinar page. I would request Mr. Pankaj Vij to please, he is sharing his screen, so please give a demo. Where is the webinar page? And look for the upcoming webinars and also the past webinars, from wherein you can register for the upcoming webinars with LPU and see the recordings of the past webinars as well. You see over here, you see, you go to admission section and then click over there, and yeah, you click on this option, admissions. You will see the page where all the upcoming webinars, you see few of the upcoming webinars will come up. We'll keep on adding as and when they come up in the schedule. You see the past webinars also over there. You can register from here only. You see the recordings of the past webinars. And sorry, Pankaj sir, can you please move on to upcoming webinars? Wherein you can see, you can register from here, scan the QR. You click on scan QR code. You will see a QR code over there. Yeah, you can scan and you will get the registration page to make you more convenient onto registration, and then you can register and follow the instructions and join the webinar as well. So you keep on moving on to this page and you'll be getting more updates onto that. That's all from our side. Thank you so much. Thank you all the attendees. Thank you all the presenters. Thank you so much. Signing off.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.